keep sharing information about dogs being social predators and how their instinctive response is to hunt, chase, kill, because that's what a social predator does. And especially if there's more than one dog, then the social predator will really come out in them. And so when you're walking them as a pack, if they see something, they'll split, they'll do a divide and conquer. One will go behind, push it forward, and the other one will move forward. And you might have seen it on your walks, you know, when you're walking your dogs and you have a couple of dogs running towards you, one will go behind your dog, you know, go around the back of the dog. And this is what dogs do, you know. And then as soon as something runs, you'll see it in your own dog, you know. It's very noticeable if you open your eyes and watch. So that something runs and the dogs will chase. And it's the same, you know, if you've got like a cyclist coming towards you or an animal coming towards your dog will stop and it might go back on its haunches slightly, it'll put its weight back, because at that moment it's trying to suss out whether it's actually prey or predator. At that moment in time, if something's coming fast towards your dog, the thing that'll go through its head is, am I prey? Is this thing bigger and badder than me? Do I need to come back? And then what happens is the cyclist or the animal or the child goes past the dog. That action of going past and then running will fire a predatory response. And this is what happens when we're out with the dogs and we see sheep. The sheep run away and the dogs want to chase. They see a deer, the deer runs away, flicks its tail up, that lovely white fluffy tail. And it's almost like an invitation to chase me, you know. So they flick their tail up, the run, the dogs go right, predatory response, chase. Likewise with sheep, they do that lovely wiggly tail thing, dog goes, predatory response, chase. Squirrels, you name it, that's what happens. And so we have to have a consequence in for the dog chasing, which is greater than the thrill of the chase. And that could be, you know, start on lead, so lead correction, no, leave it, and then praise your dog. If your dog's and you're teaching your dog that it's not acceptable for this predatory response in relation to the chase, unless of course you're telling your dog to get in there and put, you know, flush it up. And also on the long line, you know, and if you haven't got a line, if you haven't got your dog trained so that it can stop, train a good stop whistle, then you need to go back to the long line and train it. And so that's the thing with chasing, and we've had so many sheep attacks already this year. We're going into lambing season, you know, a dog that is free in a flock of sheep, those ewes will either abort or reabsorb, and you know, they only have to watch a sheep or another animal to be attacked, and then they know and they will then react, so reabsorb the fetus or abort it. And there's so much on social media now, everywhere you look it's a fur baby. It's, you know, or you'll see posts being written from the dog and they're talking about mummy. You know, my mummy's doing this with me, my mummy's doing that with me. And we need to move away from that on social media. We're not the dog's mummy, although we joke, you know, I call, you know, my little babies, but they're not, they're very much my dogs, and they are very much social predators. Domesticated ones, yeah, but they're still social predators, the instincts are there. And you know, more and more people are calling their dogs fur babies, and that not only does it dishonour the dog, it dishonours the fantastic, most amazing species that we've got sharing a house with us. But also, our mindset is wrong. If we're talking about fur babies and cuddling with fur babies, our mindset is on an animal that is like a little cuddly teddy bear, and not on an animal with sharp pointy teeth that can disembowel an animal very quickly. And so you know, really being mindful what's at the end of your lead at all times. The problem that we have on social media is I put things out on Train for Life and I put things out on the Pet Gun Dog, and everybody's really sensible and hopefully sensible, and they already know that you have to have common sense to train a dog. You know you have to have common sense to train a dog, and that there has to be consequences for actions and so on. And unfortunately it's just not reaching the people that it needs to reach. So that little rant that I've just done, I'm going to put on YouTube, and hopefully it'll start reaching people that need to hear it, you know, not sensible gun dog trainers like us or sensible pet gun dog owners, but really people who aren't appreciative of the animal they've got lying at their feet. So hopefully we'll get the word out, and it will it'll really help change things for the life of the dogs, and also for the life of the livestock that's getting killed too.